JuJu Smith-Schuster posted a Valentine's card yesterday. Take a look. It's got Eagles cornerback James Bradberry on it, and it reads, "I'll hold you when it really matters." A.J. Brown, surprise, surprise, didn't take that kindly to JuJu taking a jab at his teammate. He responded on Twitter with, quote, "First off, congratulations, y'all deserve it. This is lame. You were on the way out of the league before Mahomes resurrected your career on your one-year deal. TikTok boy." He admitted that he grabbed you, but don't act like you're like that or ever was. But again, congratulations. Shannon, I love this. Whose side are you on?
Skip, you just told me to the victor go to spoils. That's the way it is. JuJu. Skip, I can understand. And he's absolutely right. Everything that A.J. Brown said is true. He probably was on his way out the league. He goes to Kansas City and plays with Patrick Mahomes, and he has a little revival of his career. Never what it was in his first 3 years when he had Ben and AB there. He's not going to be that, but he played good, Skip. He had 7 catches. 4 of them went for first downs. And he might have had the biggest penalty in Super Bowl history. He caused that. JuJu did do that, no matter what you think of him as a player currently, Skip. He did have 4 first down on 7 catches, and he drew the biggest penalty maybe in Super Bowl history.
Maybe.
That's a fact. And he gets the right to gloat. Skip, how many times have we seen Eli Apple? They lighten up cigars, they beat Buffalo. He talked about how he clamped Cheetah down, Tyreek Hill last year when they beat him in the championship game. Skip, that's just the way it is. It's always been like that, in pro sports. If I beat you, I reserve the right to talk. I'm going to talk regardless, but I get to talk a little bit louder, and people listen to me a little bit more when I win. I remember we beat the Steelers, Skip, in the championship game, 97 championship in 3 Rivers. They wanted to fight after the game. No, we're not fighting. You had 60 minutes to fight. We at Denver, we don't fight after hours. Get your butt off this field. Yeah, said to me in the parking lot. I said, y'all will be gone by the time we get out of here because we about to celebrate for the next 2 hours. In your state, they were seething. But that's just what happens when I win. You had an opportunity to shut me up. You didn't. Now, I'm on whatever I want. Hey, if I was JuJu, I'd have came with some more stuff. I'd have kept it coming. Because guess what? There's nothing AJ can say. There's nothing else the Eagles can do. Skip, we can play again next year in the Super Bowl, and you win. You can't take back this victory I got this year.
No.
If we play y'all in the preseason, you can't stop what has already been done. We play you in the regular season.
Yeah.
It does not matter. So I get AJ defending his teammate. He did what he should have did. Said some good things. I'll laugh, TikTok boy. I'm laughing. But at the end of the day, the person that laughs the loudest is the person that's laughing last. And who's laughing last? That's JuJu.
I don't think JuJu should be laughing at all.
Why?
The first issue I have is that he's gloating about a play that was a terrible call to me.
It's not a terrible call, Skip.
That's what offends me the most about this, because our man Greg Olson, live on Fox, immediately said, wrong call. Your man LeBron James, sitting up in a box at the stadium, immediately tweeted, wrong call. I just told you, Julian Edelman yesterday, wrong call. There's a campaign. There's a rising tide of wrong call.
But Skip, here's the thing, though. They're not saying it was the wrong call. They're just saying in that moment. So it was a penalty. So in the first quarter, I got no problem with y'all calling that. If it's in the second quarter, I got no problem. If it's the third quarter, if it's early fourth quarter, the only problem, Skip, I went back and listened to it. The problem that Greg Olson had was the moment in the game, because he said it's a game-changing play. I think the same thing with LeBron. I think Jules is saying the exact same thing. But I say this, my counter to that argument. A penalty is a penalty, whether it happens 30 seconds into the game or the final 30 seconds of the ball game.
Okay, they were indicating in that context that. But it wasn't a game-changing, it was a game-deciding call. It ended the game.
Yes.
And it was so offensive to me because Jalen Hurts, to me, outplayed Patrick Mahomes from start to finish. Jalen, unfortunately, had one unforced error that I still cannot fathom. He just, in the middle of the second quarter, lost the handle on the football, unforced. Wasn't stripped. He just changed hands and lost his grip and got a terribly bad bounce because double jeopardy. It bounced right to Bolton on the run, where it's almost like you hit him with a pass right in his hands, and he scoop and scored you.
Yep.
And it was a 14-point swing because it felt like Jalen was on the move to put them up 21-7. And if he gets home, I don't know. Could
we could
Patrick
definitely
come
have
back?
we could definitely be talking about a different story now.
We could be. So it offends me that JuJu would go out of the way to mock James Bradberry on a call that I did not think should have been made in the first quarter or the fourth quarter, because he touches him in the front, but I don't see a fistful of jersey. I don't see a grab. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe we don't have exactly the view, but it just looked like he touched him, and then he put his hand on the back of his hip as he turned. But he didn't.
Yeah, this is what we know about guys. I mean, I love guys that accept the responsibility and accountability. I do not believe James Bradberry would have stood up there and said, yeah, I held him, if he didn't hold him. He said, I didn't hold him. He said, I don't agree with the call. I vehemently disagree with the call. He said, I tugged his jersey. I was hoping that they didn't see it.
He didn't say tug, though. He didn't use that word.
What did he say?
He just said, I held him. That's all.
Okay.
I held him.
Okay.
I held. That's what he said.
But he also said what? I was hoping they didn't call it.
Yeah, that's what he said. And that closed the case for you and a lot of others who thought it was.
Well, no, what closed it for me is when they got through the penalty and Carl Shepard stood up after the game. He said, what we saw was a guy that tried to option away from the defender. The defender grabbed him to proceed to hinder his motion, and he got through the flag. The back judge was standing right there. The guy that threw the flag on him. He had the best seat in the house.
I don't see hindered motion. And what made it worse, what added insult to injury, injured pride on my part, was that Patrick, for the first time the whole game, he had flawless protection. Sweat got loose on him and was bearing down on him, and he was basically just throwing it away. He had to throw it before he wanted to, and he threw it 15 yards over JuJu's head.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. If he don't hold him, he's gonna throw it to him on the whip right away. It was because he got held and JuJu turned up the field that he overthrew him.
Yeah, but I thought JuJu turned without being impeded at all.
No.
I thought he ran his route just the way he was going to run his route.
You see how those guys option away when nobody's impeding them, when nobody's grabbing them? You see how Sky Moore did it? You see how Kadarius Toney did it?
Well, they're just untouched.
You
they're
see?
unguarded.
You don't touch the guy.
It's a complete bust by the Philadelphia Eagles. Vic Fangio, I don't know what.
No. So now you're putting on Vic Fangio.
I don't know. They said he mentored them. He advised them. I don't know what happened. Okay, so here's the point. So JuJu is gloating on, was this on IG, I guess, that he posted on? It was Twitter. It was Twitter. Okay.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, all right. And yet, I'm on AJ's side because I love the way he responded.
Yes, I do too.
It's very difficult to pick the right tone, but you have to start off with, as he did, first off, congratulations. Y'all deserve it. I love that. And then he just skewers him. He body bags him. To me, he went to lame. You was on the way out of the league before Mahomes resurrected your career on your one-year deal, TikTok boy. This is beautiful.
Yes.
This is like,
yes.
You just stick the knife in him, right?
Yes.
Okay, I love that because that's the way to do it. And then end up by saying, but congratulations again.
Yes.
Because you did win, and to your point, to the victor go the spoil.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you just say, you know what, I am TikTok boy. So when I'm in my Corvette, I got the Super Bowl trophy in the seat beside me, in the seatbelt on.
Yeah, but hey, look, if it had been Jamar Chase who benefited from a holding call and he wanted to do this to James Bradberry, I'd say, okay, you're Jamar Chase. If it had been Justin Jefferson, if it had been CeeDee Lamb, if you'd been anybody of any magnitude, of any qualification, I'd say, you're good, but not JuJu. You're not good.
Skip, think about it. Look at Eli Apple. He talks more stuff.
I'm with you on Eli Apple. I don't have any use for it, and he was the weakest link in the Cincinnati secondary that I liked.
But there have been very few. Myself, I talked a bunch. Johnny Randle talked a bunch.
Okay, but you backed it up.
Yeah,
Okay?
But a lot of times,
but you had already earned the right to talk.
Yes.
JuJu did not earn the right. He busted in Pittsburgh. They basically said enough of you because he was TikToking before games out on the logo.
He was.
It was weak. It was lame.
How many times, and this is something that women can attest to, it's always the guy that's in the passenger seat that's doing the hollering, not the guy or the guy in the back seat, not the guy that owns the car that's actually driving. It's, hey, shout out, holler at your boy. You in the passenger seat, it ain't even your car. Or you in the back seat, what you talking about? I want to talk to the driver. I want to talk to the guy that's driving the car. Because more times than not, 8 times out of 10 is his car. You ride with him. You put your in on gas money. So why you hollering? So JuJu's like, okay, I get it. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not a top 15 receiver.
No.
But Skip, at the end of the day, his ring gonna look the same as Patrick Mahomes. Now Patrick Mahomes' ring gonna have the MVP on it.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Everything else, when they go to Jason's up Beverly Hills and get those big old rings, they got to be bigger than what the Rams. Because I don't know if you ever seen the Rams on, Skip.
I have. I just believe, and I don't dislike JuJu. We had him on the show.
Yeah, I don't dislike him either. I didn't like all that TikTok and all that foolishness going on. Y'all losing games, and you TikToking talking about Corvette. And you done ran out of gas because you definitely not the same player that you were the first 3 years when you had AB on the outside of you.
No, you were not. I just believe that JuJu Smith-Schuster last night felt a little ashamed by what he had done. I know he fired back again and stood his ground, all that. Good for you. Yeah, he kept firing. But that's fine. That's fine. You got to.
Yeah.
I just felt deep down that he felt he had been gotten. Yeah.
You can't make me feel bad. Ain't nothing you can say to make me feel bad about winning this trophy. And I played well. Skip, I can see if I didn't play well. I can see if I had drops. I had 4 first downs on 7 catches. And I drew one of the biggest penalties in Super Bowl history. You said it was game-altering penalty.
Game-ending.
Game-ending, okay.
Yep.
He did that.
He did that. Not that he was trying. At the snap, he didn't say, I'm going to get a flag on.
No, he said, I was going to catch this rock on James Bradberry. That's what he said he was going to do. On James Bradberry IV.
Okay. All right.
Well, one of them held. I don't know if it was the first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth one, but one of them tugged JuJu's jersey, and the official threw the flag. He said, I don't know which Bradberry it was, but one of you held, and you're going to cost yourself team a 5-yard penalty and a first down.
It could have been the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th Bradberry, and I don't see any 5th jersey.
No, you need glasses. You tell me aren't you going to get LASIK again?
No, I got it. I can see clearly.
No, not the way you can't. Well, that's what you get. I'm gonna get you and Ernestine a new TV, a 5K for your anniversary.
They're gonna have to do the 30 for 30 on this phantom penalty.
Man, go ahead. What if I told you?
Yeah.
What if I told you
what
it
if I
wasn't
told
a penalty?
you that the Eagles got robbed in the Super Bowl?
Well, thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.